Hello and welcome to Community Hospice's Community Connections. Today we have an excellent presentation on resources for seniors and veterans in Stanislaus County. We have our own Tiffany Lighton. She will be presenting, and Tiffany is a planner for Stanislaus County Department of Aging and Veteran Services. And Amy herself is a veteran, so we really appreciate her being on today, and we thank her for her service. Without much further ado, I will turn it over to Tiffany, and she can lead you through her talk. Thanks so much, Tiffany.
All right, thank you so much for having me today. I will go to the first slide. And as you know, this is a presentation for Stanislaus County Aging and Veteran Services. And these are all, hopefully, you'll get a taste of what is being offered here in Stanislaus County for our older adults and veterans. And before I get started, I wanted to let you know where we're located. We're at 3500 Coffee Road in Modesto, Suite 19. There are two Suite 19s. One is the veterans, there's a new veterans building, fairly new veterans building, and they are Suite 19 and we are next door. Well, they're Suite 15, but the county is Suite 19, and then there's another county office that's also Suite 19, and we are all together here in the Marie Callender Shopping Center. So if you haven't been over, please let us come by now that we are open, offices are open, and you're welcome to come in. It's definitely, if you're a veteran, it's definitely where you'd want to come to check on your benefits. We are not the VA. A lot of people do get us confused and think we are the VA. We're not the VA clinic. We're not a medical facility, but we have a new big veterans building where veterans meet and they can enjoy camaraderie, have coffee. We have coffees on Thursdays, coffee and donuts for them to meet. And then they can come next door and check on their benefits, which all of our county veteran service reps are available and by appointment, but you can stop in and make an appointment as well. Moving on. All right, the Area Agency on Aging is part of Stanislaus County Aging and Veteran Services, and we administer the Older Americans Act, which are federal and state funds to provide services to older adults. All of our services are for age 60 and older, and we play a tremendous role in advocating for older adults in our county. All of the services that fall under the Older Americans Act are free of charge. However, we do encourage donations if people would like to do that. Under the auspices of these federally funded programs, we have several programs that are direct service, meaning that we as the Aging and Veteran Services do provide. And then we also have contracted providers as well. And I'll get into all that just to give you an idea. And also, before I go any further, you may have seen this pink brochure out and about. If you haven't, I encourage you to stop by our office and pick these up. These pinks are very well known in the county because they have every type of service that is offered here. We try to really keep it up to date. For years, this pink brochure has been infamous in our county. And the hub of the number is the information line. And that is the information line here in our office. And it is the key to getting referrals to all the services for older adults. And then there's a veterans portion in the back for veterans. So what I'm speaking about now is specifically for older adults. These are the services offered under the Older American Act. So we have congregate and home delivered meals. Congregate means they're at a physical site, and the home delivered meals are for the homebound older adults in our county. We have health promotion services, which are provided under that is matter of balance classes and Tai Chi classes. And once again, this is for older adults age 60 and over. We have the Family Caregiver Support Program. I know a lot of you are always interested in caregiver services. I'm currently the supervisor of this particular program, which we offer in-house, meaning it's a direct service provided by us here in Aging and Veteran Services. And I'll get into some more specifics about that program. That is definitely something that many of you may be interested in. Legal services for older adults, They also provide some really good services for veterans. We have the Ombudsman and Elder Abuse Prevention Programs, and Homemaker and Case Management, and the Information Assistance that I mentioned. These are all programs that are funded under the Older Americans Act. Then I'll talk about a little bit about each specific program that fall under these. So as I mentioned, the Senior Meals Program is in-house. It's a direct service we provide here. And it is the congregate meals and the home delivered meals. That comprises all of the meals program. Congregate meals are at lunch sites, as I mentioned. And during COVID-19, when those sites were closed, we were so fortunate the CARES funding did provide frozen meals to go while those congregate sites were closed. So that was really awesome. They are now all fully operational, which I'm happy to say. And slowly the in-person numbers are growing with each passing month. There are 9 sites, and I'm going to get to listing what those are here in a few minutes, all throughout our county. And we try to, you'll see that they're pretty much in most areas of the county. We are currently opening 2 more, which is really exciting. One next month is opening here in our Veterans Building. As I mentioned earlier, we're in the Marie Callender's parking lot, 3500 Coffee Road, and there's a big Veterans Building that has a big banquet room, and we're going to be opening one of our congregate sites there. So we're really excited about that next month. And there's going to be another one opening in Ceres, I believe, and a possible 3rd one in Turlock. There's already a site in Turlock at the United Samaritans Foundation. They are one of our providers, and there's talks going on about a 2nd one in Turlock. Reservations are required 24 in advance for the meals program that's at the sites. And then, of course, there's the home delivered meals, which are provided to homebound frail older adults, once again 60 and over, and frozen meals are delivered on a weekly basis to homebound seniors all throughout our county, and there's a $3 suggested donation. And it's often more than just a meal for our older adults and veterans in our county. It's a great opportunity for seniors to socialize, get to know one another, care for one another, and support one another in our community. So they're really important. These are the 9 sites that I mentioned. So if you look at the 9 locations, you can see all the way from Modesto, there's 2, Houston, Oakdale, Patterson, Newman, Turlock, as I mentioned, hopefully a 2nd one opening in Turlock, Grayson, Riverbank, and the one possibly Ceres. And then the one, as I mentioned, will be a 3rd one here in Modesto at the Stanislaus Veterans Center.
Tiffany, quick question.
Yes.
That's the Coffee Road Cafe, right?
Yeah, I was just, here's the flyer. You may have seen Carmen. Hi, Carmen.
Yes.
Yes.
I just saw the flyer recently. Thank you.
Yes. So this is our newest lunch site, and they call it Senior Luncheon. Is a term that we've used for years for the meals program. It kind of gives it a more personal tone instead of a program. We call it a Senior Luncheon. So that's where this title comes from up here. And it's called the Coffee Road Cafe. And as you see, April 4th is the grand opening. So if you know of any seniors who would love, or in this location, Coffee Road, would love to come, just make sure that they do call this number for reservations. Once again, 60 and over, the spouse at any age. So if they have a younger spouse, as long as one of them is 60 or over, they qualify to come. And this number right here, I will keep pointing it out. It is our main number. It's basically the information hub for all senior services. It's 558-8698. If you're a caregiver or if you're a social worker, that's a good one to just keep memorized, because it's the key to all services. It really is the hub of everything. This was our info van before COVID, when we were able to do more outreach events. Hopefully we have a couple of those coming up, which I wanted to mention right off the bat. We are having our Senior Awareness Day coming up, which is really exciting. That had been postponed for 2 years, I believe. And that's going to be May 19th. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's at the Modesto Library. And it's when everyone comes together and all the services throughout the county that for older adults they're all gathered there, and it's a big day for outreach. So that is May 19th, which is really exciting. By the way, May is Older Americans Month. So you may see a lot of things coming out with that. And we're excited to get that proclamation going again after pandemic's still going, but after a couple of years of things slowing down quite a bit. Once again, this senior information, this is actually a program that is sponsored by, funded by the Older Americans Act. It's information and referral. So these are all throughout the state of California. This is our particular line, which I will keep emphasizing. And there's a toll-free statewide number if you need to find the senior information in another state, for example. There is a toll-free number. Or I meant somewhere else in another county in the state. It is a state number. So that's the senior information line. For example, if you want information on caregiver and you think, oh, I heard the Area Agency on Aging has a family caregiver program. What was that number? But, you know, of course, all the numbers are listed in here in this brochure. But if you can't remember the number, all of our intakes really do go through this line. So it's best just to remember this main line, 209-558-8698, and that is the key to finding out anything you need to know. I wanted to point out, when we go back to the beginning, I'll show you, there's actually a picture of our senior information specialist, Pasquale. There's a picture of him on the cover. I meant to point that out. I'll show you when we get back around. So case management goes along. It's a separate program from our family caregiver support program. This is also a small program. It's designed to fill the gaps for those who need help, but maybe they don't qualify for Medi-Cal or IHSS, or they just need extra help. There's a lot to this. I won't get into all the details, but this is another program offered in addition to the family caregivers support program, which also does case management. We go in to do home visits and assess the situations. So keep that in mind. If you have an older adult who just maybe has a lot of different things going on, make sure you keep us in mind and run that by us. It's short term though, that's the tricky part always, but this program also really connects older adults to other places as well, with maybe APS or adult protective services or other options. So we really work closely together as a team and try to get the best help for the older adults in our county that we can. The Senior Law Project is an amazing program. They not only do legal advice, they'll do wills, they will do trusts. They are somewhat judicial representation, maybe for older adults who can't speak for themselves. It's amazing the things they do. So I just would have to say, call them if you have a situation and she'll be able to direct you. Joyce Gandelman is their director, and they have a great team of people and lawyers that are they're amazing help to seniors in our county. Once again, if you don't get her number from our brochure, you can always call our main number. They're one of our providers, so we have close and quick access to them. 2 new programs that they took on this year, which is amazing, is a home share and rent subsidy program for older adults. There's a housing crisis going on in our county, especially for older adults. And this home share program is amazing. It's matching homeowners with an older adult who needs a room. And it's a brand new program. And I think the last I heard from October, November of last year till now, which is not even 6 months, they had already matched 7 older adults, which is really exciting. And it will continue to grow. It's a great alternative in trying to keep people to homelessness prevention. Rent subsidy is another program that they started, and it's basically, the idea behind it is it's $100 subsidy that goes straight to the landlord, so that, because oftentimes older adults, they can't pay for their basic needs because their rent is too high. So it offsets the rent a little bit. I know $100 isn't that much, but it's $100 that maybe they can put towards other basic needs or bills that they need to pay. And that goes, I know through the year, it may be refunded. But so if you know someone, an older adult who needs a little assistance, keep in mind, because who would know it's under the senior law project, but it's a special housing program. That's why it's important to get the word out, talk about these programs so that we can, so people know where to turn. But of course, if they called our information line and said, oh, I my mother is, can't pay her rent, we would know to refer them to them. But it's also just really good knowledge to be aware of all the things being offered here in our county. And these two programs are new, so the word is not quite out yet. But I think they're really helpful and good alternatives to provide assistance. Our Healthy Aging Association is this really awesome nonprofit here in our county. They happen to be in our building. They are co-located with us in Aging and Veteran Services. They're right outside my door, which is awesome. So I can talk to them frequently because they're one of our providers. And they do some amazing things. They not only provide a Matter of Balance and Tai Chi, which are older American ACT programs, they also offer other great things. Young at Heart, you may have heard of, is strength training classes. They're all throughout the county. They offer a supplemental nutrition program for seniors, and they do a healthy aging summit. They're actually doing an event on May 6th. It's called Age of Movement, and that is going to be another great opportunity of outreach, an opportunity to see what services are being offered for older adults in our county. So put that on your calendar. It's a Friday, May 6th. They have a great website. Oops, I got ahead of myself. Healthy Aging has a really great website, and they are really good. Facebook page, Instagram, they're really good at advertising all of their services. So we love to help promote them.
Tiffany, I hate to interrupt, but just out of curiosity, is how do people get there if they're not able to drive, or if they don't have transportation? Is there a service that they can get?
To like the exercise classes? Mm-hmm. There are transportation sources in our county. There are a few options. The nonprofit themselves, this nonprofit does not offer the transportation services, but Move Stanislaus is transportation, and also Catholic Charities has a transportation program as well. And I would encourage people to call our information line if maybe they had trouble, they're looking for specific transportation guidance. They can always call us at our information line and get that. There are a couple of options.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. This is our Family Caregiver Support Program, which is near and dear to my heart. And they provide respite for caregivers, which ultimately also provide services to the care recipient in order to provide respite for the caregiver. And it's once again, age 60 and over. This program can also cover someone with Alzheimer's disease of any age, or people 60 and over who are caring for a dependent adult. And these are the services. These services are often given to the care recipient. One thing I want to note here is there are some home modification and devices to assist the caregivers. We'll put in, grab bars, things like that. And we are also working very closely with Healthy Aging Association, the nonprofit I just mentioned. They have a Dignity at Home Fall Prevention Program, which they do home assessments for home modifications and devices. It's fairly new. I want to say maybe not quite 2 years old, this program. It's amazing because the two of us can work together. If we see somebody that needs some home modifications done, nothing major like remodels, but we can provide a lot of things that people need, and we work closely with them. So we actually have been meaning Family Caregiver Support Program have been making referrals to the Dignity at Home. And once again, you could call our main information line and connect with Dignity at Home. because that nonprofit is here within us and we work closely with them. So all they would have to do is call here and say they need an appointment. Someone will go to their home. They need assistance with putting in, they need a shower chair. They need, whatever it is, we will go, they will go into the home and assess the situation. And they're just helping a lot of people. It's a great program. The Ombudsman program has been around for a long time in our county, preventing elder abuse. You may have heard of the Ombudsman program. Catholic Charities is the provider of this program. They have been the provider for quite some time. And they investigate complaints on behalf of residents in care homes. And there's volunteers who go out and they assess the situation. They answer all the phone calls. They work closely with Senior Law Project that I just mentioned in investigating and making sure all complaints are taken care of, made, referrals made, whatever needs to happen. The Homemaker program is also one of the Older American Act programs, and its providers also Catholic Charities. They have a housekeeping program. They do have a waiting list right now, but it does help assist with daily tasks for seniors. And the tasks are listed here.
Tiffany, is there a fee for this program?
Nope. I think in the beginning, I mentioned, Carmen, that all of these programs, Older American Act programs, are free of charge. They, part of what the California Department of Aging requires us is to let them know they can make a donation if they'd like, but it's not required.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. There are also, I mentioned the federally funded programs, which were the Older American ones that I just spoke about. There are also state funded programs, which are also directly provided here out of our office in Stanislaus County. There's 3 here. This one's amazing. They're all amazing, but HICAP is a health insurance counseling and advocacy program, free Medicare counseling. For anyone who's confused, which most people are, with all the ins and outs of Medicare, all you have to do is call our office. HICAP is the acronym, and make an appointment, and there's free Medicare counseling and guidance. They also started doing YouTube videos, and they are posted on our Aging and Veterans website for the county. So if they're looking for a little extra information, they can check our website, which you'll see the link to our website at the end of my presentation. So be sure to check our website regardless. Check it frequently. We don't update it too often, but you never know. There's information that maybe I'm not covering here. The Dignity at Home Fall Prevention Program, that's the one I just spoke about. It's contracted with Healthy Aging Association. They do all the in-home consultations, devices, home modifications that I spoke about. That is a great program. And the third state-funded program that is operated here out of our office is the Multi-Purpose Senior Services Program. MSSP is the acronym, and I'm going to go into that. I believe it's the next. It'll be coming up here in the next slide or 2. This is the slide for HICAP, the Health Insurance Counseling Program. As you see, it's basically anything you need to know about Medicare, HMOs, and supplements. Be sure to call them. They're really awesome counselors we have here. And they do sometimes, they'll go do presentations. That might be another presentation on your own that you really might want to record and have. This is the slide for MSSP, the Multi-Purpose Senior Services Program. And it's a team of social workers and public health nurses who provide case management to older adults 65 years or older on Medi-Cal. That's the specific requirement. Low-income older adults. And the idea is to help keep them independent in their homes as long as possible. Another great program. A little bit more about MSSP. think I covered all of that. And the nurse who does the case management will help, set up all the services that the client may need. And of course, the social workers. Project Hope is another program that many people may not know about. It's a free in-home program for older adults for the prevention and early intervention of depression. This was a really great program, especially helping us through this pandemic. There's 3 elements to this program. There's a friendly visitor program where we have volunteers that maybe there's a homebound isolated senior who just needs company, just needs someone to check on them. We have volunteers, quite a few, that will go just visit, play games, and they form a relationship with their friendly visitor, and sometimes that's all that someone needs to have a little early intervention. One thing that our friendly visitors did, even though they couldn't go into the homes during the COVID-19, especially in the beginning, they still called everybody. They still spoke to them on the phone, and it was a really good, they already had the connection with somebody, right? They already had somebody that they trusted and were familiar with. They missed them in person, but they were still able to keep up the phone calls and stay connected, which was really awesome. It was already in place. There's a brief counseling. Maybe there's a little bit more severe issues going on, and some navigation, which I'll talk about a little bit. And these programs are funded by BHRS and Mental Health Services Act. So those are not funded from those other 2 things that I spoke about, but this is its own special program that's here based out of our office. Once again, you could just call the information line and get any more information on any of these things. The navigation element of this is where we have volunteers or intern social workers who provide support and encouragement, basically a checking in for older adults to monitor their progress. And they get support from mental health clinicians. So it might be like they need a little bit more intervention. So they actually get connected to not just lay people who are volunteers, which is more like the friendly visitor would be like the bottom. This is like the next level up, that they're actually getting help from a social worker and clinicians. Similar idea, but more professional help. This was more about the friendly visitor program. I should have put that one before. And we do really try to match the volunteers to the older adults. Our volunteer coordinator will look at, and he goes into the home and meets the person first, and then he connects them with the volunteer that he thinks might suit that person best. It's a really great program. And of course, new volunteers are always welcome, which is also another thing I'd like to plug, is if there's people out there who are looking for just a little something and a way to volunteer and help, this is a great program because it's a minimum requirement of 2 times a month. And they get connected with somebody, and oftentimes we find that it helps the volunteer just as much as the client. It's a win-win situation. They both can keep each other company and get to know one another, and it's just a really neat volunteer opportunity as well. We do have a volunteer program, so if you hear of volunteers, I know all of us who are serving older adults and people in the community in general are looking for volunteers from time to time. You can always send them our way. So now getting into the veteran service portion. So the mission is obviously to assist veterans, their dependents, and survivors obtaining federal, state, and county benefits. Once again, we're not the VA, but all of our veteran service office reps, they call them VSOs, who meet, and you can make an appointment, or you can walk in. It says no appointment necessary, but it's advised to make an appointment. I would advise that, but they could just walk in. So their jobs, the VSO job, is to get the veteran connected with appropriate services, whether it's medical, mental health, whatever it may be. And then there's a transportation, there's a Vets Van program that's not part of our county. They're a nonprofit, but they also help homebound veterans, and they're actually with Stanislaus. But it's kind of nice that we're all housed together because of As you know, the veterans facilities are often far away from our county. They go to Palo Alto, Livermore, then they can help connect them with rides, which is really great. These are some of the services the VSO can assist with. Compensation for service-related disabilities. I encourage all veterans just to come in because often they don't know what they might be missing out on. And our VSOs are very up on all the latest service-connected situations that are going on. So it's not for someone necessarily that has an outward disability, but there's all kinds of things. I would just encourage them to come in. There's benefits, there's education benefits, there's the new, we have the forms here in our office to have the veteran status put on your license, your driver's license. All things like that can come through our office. Like I said, educational, vocational, job placement, all of that information. It's just a wide variety of services, everything up to home loan benefits, and if they might be eligible for veteran benefits in this way as well. So our VSOs are top notch. They really are, they keep up with all the latest services. So I would recommend any veteran just to come into our office, set up an appointment and sit down with a representative, and any question they might have, I'm sure they would be able to refer you or get the question answered. These are a few more things the VSO can assist with: life insurance, educational benefits, pensions, just to name a few, burial benefits. And if you just don't know if you qualify, don't hesitate to call our office to ask. We also, of course, are up on all the Agent Orange programs, alcoholism and drug treatment programs, veterans home loans, hospital care, outpatient medical and dental care, and employment and job search resources. This is the last slide, how to contact us. And once again, there's our magic number, 209-558-8698. Highlighted right here. We do have a statewide 800 number, and this is our website. Check it out, www.agingservices.info. It's kind of a tricky website, but if you just typed in or Google Stanislaus County Aging and Veteran Services, it would pop up if you don't remember. This is our Veteran Service Office number, which is a slightly different number, but you could get to it, of course, by our magic information number here, but it does have its own number. It's 209-558-7380. Once again, we're on Coffee Road. We hope you come see us or spread the news about any of our information. Pick up some of these great pink slips to hand out to all of your clients. And then I'm going to go back to the beginning slide and I'll show you our picture of our, I was going to show you the picture of our information. Here he goes. Here he is. Pasquale, right here. He is our information and assistance guru. So now you have a face with a name of who you might be calling. So anyway, that's it. Thank you very much for having me.
Tiffany, thank you so much. That was a wonderful wealth of information for people, right? Things we just
it's a lot. Yeah.
But it's truthfully, you have opened my eyes to a whole different world that I wasn't even aware that was out there. So this is going to be so beneficial to so many people that, don't know that there's all this wonderful stuff out there. So we will be posting this on our Community Hospice YouTube. And so it'll be available to anybody that might want to watch it. We were happy to share that with everyone. Thank you so much.
And we do have these brochures in Spanish as well. They're blue.
Okay. Awesome. Give me
Okay.
a second, and we're gonna see if there's any questions for you, just to be sure. No questions. So we'll end this presentation at this time. Thanks to everybody that joined. We always love doing these presentations and helping the community become more knowledgeable and help them with resources. So you all have a very good day. Thanks so much.
Thank you.